The way begins in silence. Before the sun touched the edge of the mountains, before the birds dared to sing, a lone figure stood in the cold morning air. He held no shining blade, no armor, no banner of glory. Only a simple wooden staff rested in his hands. His name was not known to the world. History would never record his battles. Yet, in that silence, he was preparing for a war greater than any battlefield could offer. The war within himself. He trained every day not for applause, not for victory over others, but for mastery over his own weakness. Each strike of the staff was a lesson in patience. Each breath was a lesson in control. He understood something most men never realize. The way you practice is the way you live. Every careless habit, every moment of laziness, every excuse you make becomes the strategy you carry into life. While others trained only when they felt motivated, he trained when he felt tired. While others searched for shortcuts, he repeated the basics again and again. Because he knew mastery was not built in moments of excitement. It was built in moments of boredom, discipline, and solitude. Chapter 2. The first enemy is always yourself. The young warrior once believed his greatest enemies would be outside, rivals, competitors, those who stood in his way. But over time, he discovered a harsher truth. His real enemies lived inside him. Fear that whispered doubt, laziness that delayed action, pride that blinded him to his own flaws. Each morning, he faced these enemies before he faced the world. He trained his mind to remain calm when panic tried to rise. He trained his body to move even when comfort called him back to sleep. He trained his heart to stay disciplined when temptation offered easy pleasure. He wrote in his journal one simple line: "If I cannot command myself, I cannot command my fate." And so, every day became a battlefield, not of swords, but of choices. Each decision either strengthened him or weakened him, and slowly, through relentless discipline, he began winning battles no one else could see. Chapter 3. Discipline is the sharpest blade. Many warriors believed power came from strength. Others believed it came from speed. But the unseen warrior learned that true power came from discipline. Discipline was the blade that never dulled. Discipline was the armor that never cracked. He rejected excess. He owned little. He spoke rarely. He ate simply. Not because he hated comfort, but because he refused to be ruled by it. He believed comfort made men weak, and weakness invited defeat. While others chased pleasure, he chased precision. While others chased attention, he chased mastery. Every habit he built had one purpose: to make him stronger when no one was watching. He knew that greatness is never sudden. It is invisible for years and undeniable only at the end. Chapter 4. The day of the trial. One day he was challenged by a man known for his reputation. A loud warrior, a proud warrior. A man who believed confidence alone could win battles. The challenge was not just physical, it was psychological. The opponent mocked him, questioned his silence, laughed at his simplicity. But the unseen warrior remained calm. When the moment came, the battle ended in a single movement. Not because he was stronger, not because he was faster, but because his mind was quieter. While his opponent fought with emotion, he fought with clarity. After the duel, he did not celebrate. He did not boast. He simply bowed and walked away. Victory over others meant nothing to him. Victory over himself meant everything. That day, he understood the deepest law of life. Battles are won in the mind before they are won in the world. Chapter 5. The Art of Detachment. As years passed, the warrior began to withdraw from competition. Not because he feared defeat, but because he no longer needed proof. He turned his focus inward, studying the nature of desire, attachment, and fear. He realized that most people suffer not because of failure, but because of attachment. They cling to success. They cling to relationships. They cling to approval. And in clinging, they lose their freedom. So he practiced detachment. He enjoyed life, but did not depend on it. He loved people, but did not lose himself in them. He worked hard, but did not tie his worth to outcomes. He learned that the strongest person is not the one who holds tightest, but the one who can let go. Chapter 6. The 5 Principles of Mastery. In his later years, he wrote 5 principles for his students. Not techniques, not strategies, but truths. The first principle, foundation. Master the basics. Without fundamentals, greatness collapses. The second principle, adaptability. flow like water. Change or be broken by change. The third principle, endurance, embrace struggle. Pain is the forge of character. The fourth principle, awareness, study others, learn from every perspective. The fifth principle, stillness, quiet the mind. True power comes from presence. These principles were not meant for warriors alone. They were meant for anyone who wished to master life. Chapter 7. The Final Lesson. In his final days, the unseen warrior lived alone in a small shelter near the mountains. He no longer trained his body as he once did, but his mind remained sharper than ever. Before his death, he left behind one final message. Do not wait to become great. Train today. Do not wait to become strong. Be disciplined today. Do not wait to master life. Master yourself first. He died without fame, without statues, without songs in his honor. But those who followed his path became legends in their own lives, not because they conquered others, but because they conquered themselves. Chapter 8. The path is still open. This story is not about a warrior of the past. It is about you. Every day you stand on the same battlefield. Every morning you face the same enemies: fear, distraction, comfort, doubt. And every day you are given the same choice. Will you train or will you wait? Because the truth has never changed. The way is not in wishing. The way is not in dreaming. The way is in training. Master yourself, and you will master your life. Chapter 9. When the noise returns. Victory over enemies brings silence only for a moment. Soon the noise returns. After years of solitude, the unseen warrior began to notice something strange. The battles outside had ended, but the battles inside were becoming louder. Pride whispered that he had mastered himself. Comfort suggested that discipline was no longer necessary. Memory reminded him of past victories, tempting him to live in yesterday instead of training for tomorrow. He realized a dangerous truth. Success can weaken a man faster than failure. Failure teaches humility. Success invites arrogance. So he did what few warriors ever dare to do. He returned to the beginning. He trained like a beginner again. He practiced simple movements. He questioned his habits. He rebuilt his discipline from the ground up, because he knew if he ever stopped training, he would start declining. Chapter 10. The enemy called comfort. One winter morning, as snow fell over the mountain path, the warrior noticed his own hesitation. His body wanted warmth. His mind wanted rest. His heart wanted ease. And for the first time in years, he almost listened. That day, he understood that comfort was not peace. Comfort was surrender disguised as relief. He forced himself to step outside. He trained in the cold. His hands trembled. His breath burned. But when he finished, something inside him felt alive again. Not happy, not excited, but powerful. He wrote that night, "Comfort is the most polite enemy. It never attacks loudly, it kills slowly." From that day forward, he treated comfort like an opponent, something to respect, but never obey. Chapter 11. The Discipline of Boredom. People believe greatness is built in moments of passion. The warrior learned greatness is built in moments of boredom. He trained when nothing felt exciting. He studied when nothing felt inspiring. He practiced when no one was watching. Some days felt empty. Some days felt pointless. Some days felt heavy. But he stayed. Because mastery is not dramatic. It is repetitive. It is quiet. It is lonely. While others chased motivation, he chased consistency. And over time, consistency built a power that motivation never could. Chapter 12. The Trial of Doubt. One season, doubt returned stronger than ever before. He began questioning his path. Was this life of discipline worth it? Was solitude wisdom or just escape? Was mastery real or just another illusion? These thoughts haunted him in the night. For weeks, he trained without clarity. For months, he lived without certainty. But even in doubt, he never abandoned discipline. And then he understood something profound. Clarity does not come before action. Clarity comes from action. You do not wait to feel strong to train. You train and strength appears. You do not wait to feel confident to act. You act and confidence follows. So he kept walking, even when the path felt invisible. Chapter 13. The Warrior Who Walked Away. A powerful lord once offered him wealth, status, and command over many men. It was everything most warriors dreamed of. He refused, not because he feared responsibility, but because he feared distraction. Power over others had never interested him. Power over himself had always been enough. The Lord laughed and said, "You are wasting your potential." The warrior answered calmly, "I am protecting it." He understood that many people lose their path not because of failure, but because of opportunity that pulls them away from their purpose. Not every open door is meant to be entered. Chapter 14. The Law of Inner Victory. Years passed. The unseen warrior grew older. His body slowed, but his mind became sharper than ever. He noticed something extraordinary. The more he mastered himself, the less he felt the need to compete. The more disciplined he became, the less he cared about comparison. The more detached he grew, the freer he felt. He realized that most people live their entire lives trying to defeat others. He had spent his life learning something far greater, how to defeat yesterday's version of himself, and that victory never ended. Chapter 15. Teaching without speaking. In his later years, young men often came to him seeking lessons. They expected techniques, they wanted secrets, they wanted shortcuts. He gave them none. Instead, he let them watch. They watched him wake before dawn. They watched him train in silence. They watched him eat simply. They watched him speak rarely. They watched him live deliberately. Some left, disappointed, others stayed, transformed. Because real teaching is not done through words. It is done through example. Chapter 16. The Second Path. One evening, a student asked him, "Master, when does the journey end?" The warrior looked at the horizon and replied, "When you stop becoming better than you were yesterday." He explained that there are two paths in life. The first path is the path of achievement, money, status, recognition. The second path is the path of mastery, discipline, growth, self-control. Most people walk the first, few choose the second, and only the second leads to freedom. Chapter 17. The Final Discipline. As age weighed on him, the unseen warrior adopted his hardest discipline yet, the discipline of acceptance. He accepted pain without bitterness. He accepted loss without resentment. He accepted change without resistance. He accepted death without fear, not because he wanted to die, but because he had fully learned how to live. He had no unfinished battles, no unfinished anger, no unfinished regrets. His life had become his victory. Chapter 18. The Legacy of the Invisible. When he finally passed, there were no ceremonies, no armies, no monuments, only a quiet shelter, a worn journal, and a path through the mountains where many would later walk. Some said he was just a hermit. Some said he was a legend. But those who truly understood knew something deeper. He was proof that greatness does not need attention. Strength does not need noise. Mastery does not need witnesses. Chapter 19. The battle continues. This is not the end of his story, because his story is now yours. Every morning you face the same decision. Train or delay, discipline or comfort, growth or excuses. The war is still happening, not outside, inside. And the question remains the same. Will you be ruled by your weaknesses, or will you become the warrior who conquers himself? Chapter 20. The Quiet after the storm. After years of discipline, struggle, and inner war, the unseen warrior entered a phase of life few ever reach. There was no more chaos inside him, no loud ambition, no restless hunger for recognition, only clarity. He woke before dawn, not out of force, but out of habit shaped by decades of training. His movements were slower now, but every step carried intention. His mind was calm, not because life had become easier, but because he had become stronger than life's difficulties. He understood something rare. Peace is not found when problems disappear. Peace is found when you no longer fear them. Chapter 21. The Last Enemy. The Ego. Even in old age, one enemy remained. The ego. Not the loud ego of pride, but the quiet ego of identity. The voice that says, "I am already wise. I am already complete." That voice is more dangerous than arrogance, because it stops growth. So the warrior humbled himself daily. He listened more than he spoke. He observed more than he judged. He learned even from children and strangers. He wrote one final line in his journal. The moment you believe you have mastered life, life becomes your master. Chapter 22. The meaning of true freedom. People often believe freedom means doing whatever they want. The unseen warrior discovered a deeper truth. True freedom is not doing what you desire. True freedom is not being controlled by desire. When you can wake early without force, when you can work without complaining, when you can stay calm in chaos, when you can walk away from temptation, that is freedom. He had no chains, not because the world released him, but because he had released himself from the world's control. Chapter 23. The Warrior and the Mirror. One evening, as the sun faded behind the hills, the warrior stood before a simple mirror in his shelter. He looked at the lines on his face, the scars on his hands, the tired strength in his eyes. He did not see a fighter. He did not see a teacher. He did not see a legend. He saw a man who had stayed faithful to his discipline. And that, he realized, was the highest honor a human could achieve. Chapter 24. The Final Teaching. A young traveler once asked him, "Master, what is the greatest skill a person can learn?" The warrior answered without hesitation, "Self-command." He explained that the world is full of talented people who fail, full of intelligent people who quit, full of strong people who break under pressure. But the one who can command his own habits, his own emotions, his own thoughts, that person becomes unstoppable, not because life becomes easy, but because they become unbreakable. Chapter 25. The day he stopped running. For most of his life, the unseen warrior walked forward, always improving, always refining, always training. But one morning, he realized something beautiful. He was no longer running toward mastery. He was living inside it. Not perfection, not greatness, but alignment. His actions matched his values. His habits matched his goals. His mind matched his purpose. And for the first time, he rested, not in comfort, but in fulfillment. Chapter 26. The Last Discipline. As his body weakened, he adopted his final and hardest discipline: gratitude. Gratitude for pain that made him strong. Gratitude for failure that made him wise. Gratitude for solitude that made him independent. Gratitude for struggle that gave his life meaning. He no longer wished for more time. He no longer feared the end, because he had lived fully, deliberately, and honestly. Chapter 27. The Passing One. Quiet morning before the sun rose, the unseen warrior lay down for the final time. There was no fear in his eyes, no regret in his heart, only peace. When he passed, the wind moved softly through the trees, as if the world itself bowed in silence. No one announced his death. No bells rang, no crowds gathered. But somewhere, a young soul would wake that same morning and decide to change their life. And that was his true legacy. Chapter 28. The path is now yours. This story was never only about a warrior in the mountains. It is about you who wake each day facing distractions, you who struggle with discipline, you who fight fear, doubt, and comfort, you who want more from life, but don't always know how to begin. The unseen warrior shows you the way, not through magic, not through shortcuts, but through training, daily, quietly, relentlessly. Chapter 29. The Eternal Law. There is one law that never changes. Those who train their bodies gain strength. Those who train their minds gain power. Those who train their character gain freedom. And those who refuse to train become slaves to circumstance. The path is open. The choice is yours. Chapter 30. The Final Words. If the unseen warrior could speak to you today, he would not give you many words. He would give you one command. Train. Train when you feel tired. Train when you feel unmotivated. Train when no one is watching. Train when progress feels slow. Because mastery is not built in moments of inspiration. It is built in moments of discipline. And remember this truth. The greatest battle is not against the world. It is against the weakness within you. Win that battle, and you win your life. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, and comment.